All environments undergo change. The process of population change is an important process that is relevant to the world today because our population is rapidly increasing. In the last 4 years, our population has increased by over 300 million people. This increase has caused significant changes to the urban environments of Beijing, China, and Christchurch, New Zealand. Two of these changes are smog and traffic congestion. Smog is a layer of smoke, fog, and chemical fumes. It is a temporal change formed by the interaction of climate and pollutants. The density and effect of smog increases as population increases. In Christchurch, smog occurs mainly in winter, whereas in Beijing it is increasingly common in both summer and winter. As the population of an urban area increases, so does the amount of pollution it emits. Smog is made up of airborne PM2.5 and PM10 particles, which are released from car emissions and the combustion of wood and coal, among other things. In Beijing, the primary cause of pollutants are motor vehicles, which contribute 31%. The population of Beijing increases by 20% each decade, and with this increase, the vehicle population also increases, meaning there is more road use and more pollutants are released. During winter in Christchurch, over 80% of pollutants are the result of domestic heating, as for many families, wood and coal burners are the main source of heating. Released pollutants alone cannot form smog. The climatic process of temperature inversion must also occur. Normally, air temperature decreases as altitude increases, meaning the air is warmest at ground level, and pollutants can rise freely up into the atmosphere. However, after a cold, calm day, the ground can cool, resulting in a layer of cold air below a layer of warm air. The surrounding relief traps the air, forming an inversion layer. The layers do not mix, so a boundary is formed that the pollutants cannot cross. The pollutants are trapped closer to the ground, forming smog. The smog has a significant effect on the urban environments of Beijing and Christchurch. The inhalation of particles contained in the smog can cause or worsen respiratory conditions. Approximately 150 people in Christchurch die prematurely each year from respiratory conditions directly related to the smog. In Beijing, it is increasingly common for parents to keep their children home from school to prevent them from inhaling pollutants. As population increases and more pollutants are released, the smog remains in the air for longer, and the children that stay home fall further behind in their learning. However, some schools have countered this by building dome-shaped covers over their playgrounds and sports fields. Traffic congestion is the second significant change to the urban environments of Christchurch and Beijing caused by the processes of population change and urbanization. As the world's population increases, the world is becoming increasingly urbanized. As the urban population increases, so does the amount of cars travelling to work in the CBD each day. The roads, built for a smaller population, are not able to transport so many cars at once, resulting in congestion. Traffic congestion has an effect on the economy of Beijing, with the annual costs amounting to 16.5 billion NZ dollars per year. 80% of this is lost productivity. Traffic congestion is also increasing in Beijing, with the average daily congestion time increasing by 25 minutes from the previous year. In Christchurch, the daily economic cost of traffic congestion amounts to approximately $219,000. I think that Beijing is likely to face the most challenges from population change in the future. The population of Beijing increases at a much faster rate than the population of Christchurch, causing the urban density to increase rapidly, which puts a strain on infrastructure and resources. Beijing will have to make significant changes to reduce smog levels, traffic congestion, and the many other changes caused by population change so that its environment is sustainable for future generations. Currently, the 7 billion people on this planet are consuming 50% more resources than the Earth is producing each year. Beijing may need to make changes to make itself more sustainable, but there needs to be global change for the Earth to cope with the effects of population change.